Shalom. Yeah, first and foremost, I want to give all praises going on to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to apostle, elders, and bishops, the great must don't live well. Citation to the hopeful elect that is scattered in the four corners of the earth. Now praises going on to be due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash. Yeah, man, without further ado, I want to go into a short lesson. All right, what you see in the background, it says South African or SA government prepares for a possible Bill Gates backed vaccine, leaving Manzansi divided. Travails below. All right, it says health official prepares for a new vaccine rollout backed by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, but safety concerns for South Africa lingers. All right, so basically there is it again. Bill Gates on the move again, basically with the vaccine. All right, and when you look back, all right, with the C19, they were the ones that were actually pushing it heavy on a high vibration. All right, in the four corners of the earth. All right, and now is it. They're up again, pushing this vaccine, which eventually is going to lead to the MOTB. All right, it's going to lead to the MOTB eventually. All right, this is let me get this quickly. This is Job chapter 9 and verse 24. It says, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. They covered the face of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Who is the wicked? And by now you should know that the Edomites are the wicked. They're the ones that are set up in rulership right now. All right, the Rothschilds, the DuPonts, the Gettys, the Bilderbergens, the Morgans. All right, these are the few, the name of the elite families that run the world in wickedness as you see it. All right, that corrupt the world right now. All right, mass death. All right, because they're given that blessing, the sword, and with the sword they do pierce many. All right, let me get the next precept. All right, this is Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 10. It says, never trust thy enemy, for like as an iron rusted, so is his wickedness. All right, and altogether this man's mindset, this man's whole nature, spirit has not changed. All right, the Edomites cannot do good. All right, though his intentions might seem like it's wholesome, wholehearted, that he's gonna push this vaccination. All right, his intention, all right, is to destroy you. All right, and really and truly, all right, we're not according to the law that was given to us as a heritage. We're not to take any piercing for the dead in our flesh, and neither any cuttings or any mark upon us, because we are what? We are holy people, which we'll get. All right, get it shortly. Verse 11, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. All right, and that's the nature of him. All right, because it tells you in Romans 9, before they Jacob and Esau were even manifest upon the earth in the flesh. Roughly paraphrasing, it was already decreed in the heavens the roles that they were going to play. Jacob would represent what? The righteous, the beloved of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and his son Yahushai. All right, this would be the role. All right, Israel will be, all right, the beloved of the power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and as the Edomites, they will become the hated, because their agenda is basically patterned after wickedness. All right, and for many to say that the Edomites can be saved, they're ludicrous, they're crazy. All right, because the Lord has said it. All right, he has said it from the beginning, man. Esau I hated, and guess what the Lord said? He would recompense judgment upon his enemies. All right, the Lord said it. He says what? All right, his enemies are going to go into captivity, the Edomites. And all these Edom nations that are joined ears with him, all right, they're going to go into captivity too. All right, a heavy recompense of judgment, because when you look at the things that the Edomites have done, they've gone above and beyond in their madness, in their evils. All right, defiling the food that we eat, defiling the air that we breathe. Our clothing basically mixed our garment. All right, to defile us. All right, they put giving us defiled foods. All right, they're contaminated. Even our herbs, you know, they have done many evils to us, man. You know, they even eat up our flesh. All right, the murders that they commit to our people. All right, you know, the strong hatred that they have towards us. All right, you know, that they despise us so much, man, because of the blessing. All right, which, you know, all this were written within the scriptures, that this is going to be on the face of the earth. These things that are going to manifest, all right, are the will of the Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, that his name may be glorified in the earth once again. All right, because the Lord is about to bring heavy judgment upon this place. All right, heavy judgment upon this place. All right, going on in verse 12, it says, set him not by thee, Slakia, set him not by thee, lest when he had overthrown thee, he shall stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. All right, yeah. Because we're bringing out this word of truth, and we're telling you that never trust your enemy. Don't trust these the wicked, the Edomites, and these heathen nation that are joining ears with them. Don't trust them with the unrighteous decrees and the policies that they're coming up with, all right, to bring you harm. All right, because their true intention, all right, is to cut you off from being a nation. And tell you that in Psalms 83. That's their intention, to cut us off from being a nation. All right, you know. Let me get another precept. You know, Romans chapter 9. I believe it's around the 9th verse. Right, Romans 9:9. For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. Verse 10. And not only this, but when Rebekah also was conceived by one, even by our father Isaac. All right, and Isaac in that past life was once Yahweh Shai. You know, Yahweh Shai Salakia was once Isaac in that past life. All right, yep. Verse 12. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the power Yahweh according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that call it. All right, so, you know, it was already declared, man, by the Heavenly Father, you know, what basically the roles that these two, you know, would play, Jacob and Esau. All right, and we're seeing that, you know, Esau is playing his role perfectly. All right, he's playing his work perfectly. All right, he's being that character of that wicked, and he's playing it to his full potential. All right. All right, going on more. Verse 12. It was said unto her that the elder shall serve the younger. Verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. All right, and we're seeing, all right, more and more the reasons why, you know, he is the most hated. All right, because of all the abomination, that he has done. All right, going on more. Verse 14. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the power, Yahweh? Yahweh forbid. Verse 15. For he said unto Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So it's the Heavenly Father, All right, who created all things to his will and it's for his pleasure. We can get that, Revelation chapter 4, and I'll start at 10. And the 24 elders fall down before him that sat upon the throne, and worship him that liveth forever and ever, and cast their crowns before the throne, saying, verse 11, Thou art worthy, O Yahweh, to receive glory and honor and power. For thou hast created all things, and for thy pleasure they are and were created, and for the pleasure of the Lord. All right, that these, we were created to fulfill His purpose. All right, yeah. So basically, Bill and Melinda Gates, they're basically, the ones that, apart from they all collectively have a hatred towards us. They all play different roles in trying to destroy us. Like, for example, Shalakia, the Rothschilds basically, in time past, when they got rid of the herbal medicine that we use, they brought in much of the pharmaceuticals, the poisons, all right, so we could start using them to destroy the body and weaken it, all right, among many other things, all right. For example, you have also Bill Gates and Melinda Gates, who have taken up the portion from this woman who was an Edomite. To her name, I believe, was Margaret Sanger, Margaret Sanger, which basically had a strong hatred towards us. She basically brought in the abortion clinics and all these things. All right, she basically, you had Willie Lynch. All right, you have, the Morgans, which control the banking system. All right, and you got all of them, Elon Musk, and many others that are part of the microchip program, brain chip. So they all take different parts in their wickedness to destroy us. Right? That's why the Lord said He's gonna take care of the elect. All right, He's gonna take care of the elect. All right. All right, God. This is Proverbs chapter 17. All right, and 23. It says, A wicked man taketh a gift out of the bosom to pervert the way of judgment. All right. Yeah, con. So basically, hey, this Bill Gates basically, he knows basically what he's doing by, somewhat volunteering to give somewhat of aids and benefits to certain countries. Really and truly, behind it comes with debt. The judgment of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is the right thing. The Lord judges every day. But here is the wicked, going around pretending that basically he is going to, assist in so much ways to help, or really his ways to pervert things, All right. Verse 24, wisdom is before him that had understanding, but the eyes of a fool are in the ends of the earth. All right. Yeah, because basically, his desire, basically, which they all desire, is to what? To microchip the world. All right. To microchip everything. All right. I think here in Guyana in the earlier years, they had, what do you call, the vaccination of animals, where we got the manatee, and they did that, and they were monitoring it for years. All right. And I think also they have now something called a pet passport, where whether it be animal, bird, whatever it is, they microchip it, and they basically, give you access to have somewhat of a passport or information of that animal or whatever it is to move from point A to point B. All right, it's the same way. All right, they're gonna implement, mandatory, this MOTB, all right, to be given unto you, and without it you can't function, all right. Really and truly, you know, we're trusting in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakakodash, who is able to deliver us, man. The Lord is mighty and great in power. All right, so though Esau seems to be like he is prospering in certain things, all right, in his craft that he's doing, guess what? There's a time coming when the Lord is gonna destroy that whole purpose of him. He's gonna bring to naught his counsel. You know, he's gonna chip 2/3 of our people. We understand that, and that 1/3 of the election is gonna be saved. That is clear within the scriptures. You know, we gotta strive towards the election to be a part of that 1/3. All right, to be receive salvation. All right, so you know that's a little insight into basically Bill Gates and going into South Africa and a lot of these other countries basically to implement that vaccine. With that, I hope that this video has been edifying and about before to this wicked kingdom. Shalom, Barakatah. Until next time.